Hey everyone, it is the IvyFi crew. We are back. There's more of us on stage. We got Freddie and his dog in the background somewhere. We've got Mark this week, which I always annoy Mark and bring him up anyway. He knows this is going to happen, but he's on stage to start. We got my main man, Jon, over there. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. You doing absolutely great.
And we have the man, the myth, the legend, all the way from Vegas. Who you're everywhere this week, man. Mr. Brendan from the World Calisthenics Organization and Battle of the Bars. How are you doing today, bro?
Good. It's I'm actually I can say I'm kind of beat, to tell you the truth. It's been rough. I mean, it's been a
So what are you doing out in Vegas?
Working with Ellie Dempster. I'm doing her conditioning training camp for her upcoming world title match for Power Slap, July 10th. First ever female world title going up. First ever female main event. First ever sold out arena in 1 week. So like she's making waves, I just reference it back to the day when Ronda Rousey fought first on Paramount for the UFC, and it made a name for women in combat sports. This is kind of like the same thing. Like Ellie's like the Ronda of Power Slap.
Yeah, I went to her X account because I was trying to get Brendan to bring her on for a little bit, but she has a hair appointment. And Jon said that that's all right. It's her loss. It's her loss. And I was like, well, it's not her loss, Jon. I was like, she just did an interview with Dana White, like a commercial. I went to her X account and she's got like a commercial.
Look, we all have different perspectives, right, Jeremy? We all have different priorities.
Like, he was like, Jon was like, it's about quality, bro. It's about quality.
And it's so funny because she like her last event, she had like the red done into her hair, right? She didn't go and color her hair. So girls go and get this stuff. I've done MMA camps for men, and it's like, and then one day it's like, oh no, I got to go do my eyelashes and get my hair done for the fight. And I'm going, what the fuck? But it's what girls do, man.
Yeah. Your hair appointment looks like it went well. So that's good.
Yeah, no, this is not a sponsorship request. My haircut cost me nothing. And it takes about 3 seconds to get just the rim of my head, because that's pretty much all I have. So, cheap and fast.
That's it. You can't go wrong that way. So for those of you who have joined, we got quite a few in here already. If you could go ahead and like and repost the space, that would be great. Get more people to check out what we're doing. We'll be chatting here for about an hour, so that'll be fun. Finding out all about what Brendan's got going on in the Battle of the Bars app, the new fitness programs. Now, I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna.
At least Mark's done it.
I know I said Mark.
Oh, he knows. He already knows.
You guys up. He's showing you guys up.
I said Mark he's a brown noser. He's brown nosing the pizza over there.
Yeah. Anything for just a little bit of kudos.
He does it. And he posts all over.
Like a little puppet.
So easy. Anybody on the team could.
I
do
just
it.
want praise. I just need praise.
But did you see that the very end part? Did you see when you completed your workout to share to socials?
I did, but do you know what? I was rushed for time, so I just grabbed a screenshot, posted, and then just moved on.
So there's a really cool part of that where, let me see if I have it in my photo library. So when you go to share to socials, it'll pop up another section, right? Which will give you an actual card showing what you did, showing your work. Here, let me pull it up real quick. Send it to you, or I'll show it. So let's see. I got to share it over to my phone so I can show you guys. It's actually really, really cool because there's a couple different options. You get to, let me share this, airdrop it to myself. There it is. So you get to choose this at the very end. If you guys can see this.
It's off the camera. I can't.
Move it more to your.
Oh, there we go.
Center. Yeah. Oh, class.
So it gives you
your streak as well.
So yeah, so once you get in that section, you can download your actual proof of workout card as a JPEG, and then it has another little box right next to it that has a little camera, and you can actually open up your camera and show your post-workout flex. Like boom, take a picture, and it comes up branded WCO with your workout on it.
Oh, that's very
nice.
Cool.
I mean, my picture just be a sweaty Irishman panting very loudly, but it's.
Some people pay for that.
I did the first one. You have to kind of stand away from it, right? Because I did my first one, and it looked good in the little camera, and I was flexing like this, and then it created the app, and it was literally just my shoulder and my nipple, and I was like. I can't post that right there. So you got to kind of move back to get a full, because it zooms and it gets real close, but it's kind of it's just a really cool feature. All this added cool stuff.
So Mark, tell us about your experience since you took the time to like mog us all. So.
Yeah. I just want to show you up in public. No, it was really good because to be honest, I overestimated how much I'd need to do, because I did it after having done my kettlebell workout, so I was dying. But I thought it was really cool because you've got your section on the top, and you've got kind of your warm up, and then your different exercises, so you can click through. But also, if you're not feeling up to something, or something doesn't quite work for you, you can
swap
click
it.
the button. And that was fantastic to me, because there was, I can't remember what it was. There was a rotation thing on it, and I was like, I'm not feeling that. My arms were in bits after the kettlebells, and it was perfect. I thought it was really good. It took me a sec to work through it, because I wanted to make sure I had all the sets worked out, what I needed to do beforehand. And so once I did and got that in my head, that was fantastic. And also, there's really cool tips. So anyone who clicks into an exercise, and you're like, oh, I think I know this exercise, but what do I need to be careful of? There's like hints and stuff on it. So it was really, really good. I'm not just saying that because you're on. It was actually really, really good, and it's something I'm going to work in.
Sure, John. He's not just saying that because he's on,
And we've got
just run out there and post the workout.
We have a lot, and like there's a lot more exercises and exercise that we're going to add into the library too. We're also doing a thing with the athletes, to where the athletes will be able to create their wallet, and then other people will be able to share and create a team together. So you could like go team against team, show how many push-ups and pull-ups you've done, over certain periods of time. But it's also going to allow the future of what we're going to scale it into is that our athletes that are coaches are going to be able to create their own platform like that to randomize things within our system, that when they're teaching clients, because a lot of them have online clients, right? And usually it's set up in PDFs. They send the PDF, and then they get online with the client, and there's all kinds of crazy hours because the time differences. So we're trying to make this kind of like an additional feature for our athletes and coaches that are able to generate some revenue. You pay them for their services, and then the coach gets to see if you're actually doing your workout, because you have to log it, and then they'll be able to see your timeline also. So if you go into like your back end of the dashboard, you'll see all your workouts, but you'll also be able to see how many you've done, how many days you've taken off between workouts, and it'll give that whole readout to you in the back end of your database. So it's the coaches can then go and look, and right now the scaling of, because my goal is the workout, get that really built out and really working, because I have to deliver to my governors, number one, the people that trusted in us and invested in us and bought a governor's NFT. Things have moved very slow. Markets have shifted, all kinds of crazy things have gone on, but I've always been of the opinion, if you're willing to wait, I've had nobody complain like, hey, where's this and where's that? If you want to complain, I'll give you $200 fucking right now. Give me my NFT back and take a hike. It's that easy to me. Because I really don't, I care about my governors, but we're not a crypto company. Things move slow. You have to make sure that you do things properly. I don't want to leave any untraced gray areas. I also want to be able to push forward and continue to build, to show my governors what we're doing, right? And to show everybody in the Hedera ecosystem what we're doing. And, unfortunately, we haven't gotten support, the support that I would have figured from the bigger area of Hedera and, you know, all that kind of stuff, it's been a wild run on that. And I'm to be honest with you, I don't hold shit back, and I'm usually very transparent. I'm not really happy with the bigger part of the Hedera as a whole, not the community. The community is fucking awesome. But all the tops at Hedera seem to shy away from or play this game of, you know, it's all institutional. Institution is definitely not. What do you think runs fucking institution? Retail. The people with the money that go out and buy stuff, that deposit in the banks, that buy houses, that buy gold on chain. So they need to start paying more attention to brands like us that are actual real world brands and events and sports, and doing something for the Hedera network that nobody else is doing in this type of platform, right?
So when you say that, Brendan, are you speaking more to like the foundations type, or like Lehman himself, like the very top, or like what? Who does that look like to you?
I think the top people, Lehman and those guys are they're in a different world, that it's not directed towards them. It's directed towards the executives and the people that are below that, you know, that are the marketers, the people that should be looking for new opportunities to grow the network, and they're not. And to me, that means they're just extremely detached from what reality is and what they should really be focusing on: how to bring in new users to Hedera, how to bring more focus to Hedera. It's still the best chain on the planet. It's not a chain, right? I say that only because the layman, it's different. There is nothing like it. And I go balls out on it because I love it. If I get zero support from, you know, Hedera, Hashgraph, the I can't even remember what their name, the foundation, they're over with. But you know, it's bringing more eyes to crypto. Is not just about the money, these coins, and it's not just about NFTs. There's more to it than that. You know, Mingo, for example, changed the absolute game on it, because now they do ticket sales and things that actually have real world value to consumers, right? Yeah. Most people aren't going to, you know, unfortunately, I wish it would be bigger. Most people aren't going to go buy pixelated NFTs anymore unless you're in a community and you know about them and you're supporting. That whole run of NFTs back in the days where it was millions and millions and millions of dollars will not exist anymore. But what is something that will always take precedence? That no matter what year, what generation, what future generation comes, what is the thing that we're in a time right now that changed the entire mood of the planet, every fucking country in the world? Sports.
Yes,
period.
Well, I mean, look at the World Cup. You got like just to take an example, like there's all these things going kind of viral on the internet about like Europeans coming to America and seeing that like it's different than what they expected.
Going to Buc-ee's and barbecue places, like, and
getting like a big truck and getting in the, like I've seen like this. It was like a couple of guys from the Netherlands like riding across playing country roads in a pickup truck, like, you know, so, and that's all brought together by this common denominator of sports, you know, and that's what brings it together. So totally 100%, you know, agree with that. Now, in the app, are you with the workouts? Is this already in there? First of all, well, what I'm about to ask you is, because I didn't do the workout like Mark, you know, shame on me. I haven't done it yet. So I want to go ahead and give Mark as many flowers as I can. Freddie lifts goats all day, so it's okay. Like he's in a whole separate category. He's like out there with the animals. So
yeah, Freddie's got that farmer strength.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, moving rocks around, moving dirt.
Yeah, you have to start calling him Smallville, aren't we? You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. I curl cats every once in a while. So.
I curl cats.
Always an animal around Freddie. But what I was going to ask is there I'm sure you're building to this, but is there like a certification program built in to these workouts? You know what I mean? Because it'd be very easy to go through these workouts and then you get some sort of NFT or something proof, which I know we've talked offline about before, but like, is there a vision for that? Like what's the thought process of where this will go?
So for like certifications, when you say the word certification, that strictly implies to education, learning. You have to have the didactics, you have to have the scientific, and then you have to have the movement. Certifications, you guys known this since the XDC days. Like, I want to put our education on chain, so when you learn, you get that certification. For the workouts, you know, the whole goal is I want to be able to, in a very small way, reward people, even if it's a half a WCO token per workout or $5 a year for working out. You're getting it free and we're paying you a little bit. Why? Because we want you to use those tokens within the IRL gaming system, right? The only gains and vote on IRL battles. And if we could give a little bit of tokens away, which wasn't in part of our you know, tokenomics plan. But as we all know, in this world, as things grow and you scale and you look at new ideas, tokenomics can sometimes change. Good things is we haven't done our token mint. We're not giving away tons of tokens just to let people bleed them out on the market. That's not the goal. It'll be very minimal, but an offer that we can bring is, you know, a lot like what you guys have done with your NFTs and how you circulate them and how you give rewards for certain ones, is maybe if you hit a certain workout, a 3-month period, 90 days with like an 80-day consistency or something, that you get some type of really cool generated NFT. Like maybe we make 5,000 NFTs and that's it. And then we do another stretch as we gain more people going into the workouts, but those 5,000 then become specific to being like the boss of, you know, you crushed it in your workout, but they're also tradable and sellable, right? Because they're going to be really unique art and come with really cool things. The plan is to be able to do something like that in the future, but also give a little bit of tokens to people that are doing the workouts. And then we scale it out to being able to let our coaches and athletes be able to generate, you know, some form of income to be able to do this. We're building this for the sport and for the athletes and then for the public. I've used many apps, the normal ones that are on the app stores and everything like that, right? They're all awesome. This is just something very unique and different that we've built. Our only hurdle still is the wallet connect, right? Where in order to do it, you have to connect your wallet. And that's still that one point where we need to educate the layman, everybody at the fit conventions, everybody on the streets, every normal person, that how to download. I've had a few athletes that have been confused on how to do the wallet. It came back with an error and then they start freaking out, and it's, you know, so there's got to be some new, and to keep it secure, currently Hashpack has a way you can do it with your email, right? Which is awesome. Problem is, if you don't log in for 24 hours, then you get a security code. You have to go back to your email and you have to do all this stuff. Or those mighty 24 key phrase words that, you know, you have to write down and protect with your life. Then you can log into your wallet with Face ID. So that needs to kind of become, for me, the norm, to where you go to the site, you just log on with your Face ID. How to download the app is really simple, but that's been still the hurdle, is our crew, our people, and just the regular people have to be educated first on why you need a wallet. And that's how you use it to connect into the system. So, but other than that, you know, we want to reward people. We want to create a cool environment. We want to get the world to move. That's my biggest preach is health and well-being will all translate into good stuff.
Wonderful. Can you guys hear me? I know you can't.
I can hear you, but
okay. Yeah. I'm going to throw this over. I'm going to jump off and try to rejoin, but I'll throw it to Mark.
He hasn't worked out. Let him back in.
Yeah, well, I mean, Freddie went off to the farm.
It's on show.
I don't know. Freddie just went to, like, herd some goats and cats. So he left us. But
I think Freddie's dog's going nuts. So he's gone to kind of go and check what's going on.
IvyFi Lounge.
But I'm going to jump off and try to rejoin and see if my camera will work. And if you guys can talk about, we have a little bit of IvyFi news with the governance and the proposal to vote and how that's going to work. You guys know that pretty well, so go ahead and take that, and I'll jump back I'll come right back. Okay.
I need to. Well, you mentioned that. Thank you for mentioning that, Jeremy, because I have not checked on my staking in 2 weeks since I've been here.
You may even be at your claim stake. Which station have you done actually? While we're here, which one have you? Is it just which pools?
I did. Let's see. Let me go to my portfolio real quick.
No.
Well, I do. I've got my H bar, the Miami event one.
Nice.
With Daracon. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I'm ready to claim 2 of my Wrap Dex ones, and I also have my IvyFi launch pool.
Nice.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a solid spread across.
IvyFi OG.
There, yeah?
That's what you are.
Yeah.
Absolute IvyFi OG. So what's coming next is obviously, for the governors, and as you know, as we build out the app and we keep moving on, and the next thing for the governors is obviously governance, right? For them to be able to vote and view and everything. And there's a few ways how we want to do it, but ultimately, we've just finished our governance portal this week. So it's just been tested. It's live on testnet. And so all the governors now, when we do proposals for anything that's to do with IvyFi for like a massive direction change that we agree on first, and we believe that, the community needs to vote on it. And we now have our governance portal, which is live on testnet and should be going live very, very soon on mainnet. If we're happy to say the date, Jeremy.
Yeah, well,
Jeremy.
I asked you before I did it. I was like, John, we need to make sure you feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'll put it together, but these guys tell me when.
Freddie, stop riding the horses. When do you feel comfortable? And you guys said Sunday. So we'll go live with the voting on Sunday, and then it'll run for 2 weeks. So through the Saturday, that's 2 weeks from then, and then it'll end. And then whatever the result is of the voting, we will abide by it, and we will, probably. I think it'll pass in some form to list on a DEX. That's my thought. I think people want that. So then we'll go with whatever the community votes on. Did you guys go over how the voting is weighted though?
No. Literally, we've just mentioned that we've just opened the governance portal, and that's as far as we've got so far. We've not even gone through the report or anything like that, and the pros and cons and all that good stuff. So
yeah, so we don't have to go through all that. The governors have that. It's been provided to them multiple times, and if you don't have it, just join the Discord. There's a link in our X profile, and you can verify your wallet, get in the governor's chat, and we'll provide it to you there. So we don't need to go through all that for everybody else who's not voting. But we've also decided, which I think this is a really good idea that we came up with. Our platform is really about participation. We really want people not to just hold things and not be involved. So with the voting, we have a point system. So you vote using IvyFi is what we'll, get to right now. It's this first vote. It's just going to recognize what's in your wallet. You're not actually going to have to use the token, but in the future you will use IvyFi. Goat man, what's up? So anyway, so for the first vote for votes, the way it'll work is if you have a governor leaf, it's going to be worth. The voting portal will read your wallet and see you have one, and you get your vote counts for 10 points for having a governor leaf in your wallet. If you have 2 governor leaves, then that's 20 points. But we thought, there's people that just buy the leaves and they just hold them. They're not participating on the platform. There's a lot of people that are out there like you, Brendan, who, are a governor, but you're also using it. You've got booster packs. So we want to reward that as well. And so if you have booster packs in your wallet, every booster pack up to 10 counts for a point. So if you have 10 booster packs and a governor leaf, it's like being like the equivalent in value of having 2 Ivy leaves. So when you vote, if you have those booster packs in your wallet, it's going to read that and say, okay, Brendan, you've got your governor leaf, and you're going to get a 20-point vote. So that way you don't just have somebody that never shows up to the platform who, it kind of makes it more fair for everybody.
Balances it out.
Yeah. So that's kind of how it'll work. It'll automatically tell you, it already does on testnet, like how many points your vote is worth in your wallet. And then like, let's say you had 20 booster packs and you have, two Ivy leaves, you can only count up to, it only counts up to 10. So
Yeah,
those
maxes out.
But if you wanted to send your other leaf to another wallet, then you could send the other boosters there and you could get full credit for the 20 points in each wallet. Right. But anyway, so that's kind of the way that we, set it up. I thought it was a really good idea. I don't remember if it was Mark or John or who came up with it. Definitely wasn't Freddie. He was out there with the horses, but just kidding, Freddie. I got to give Freddie a hard time.
Freddie was getting married, by the way. This is
he was.
Thing. So it's not sure. We've had big things going on. Jeremy's had a child. Freddie's got married. I mean, and then so there's me and Mark have been trying to run this show. It's been hilarious.
Like, we've had a lot of things going on.
Mark's been working out, just leaving me in the dark to code. It's been great.
So anyway, that's how the voting's going to work. It'll go live on Sunday. If you have any questions, you know where to get to us, Brendan. But anybody else, if you're a governor, then shoot on over to the Discord. We'll be glad to answer any questions. We already did a whole AMA on it for the governors, answering any questions people had. But we've got 4 different listing options. So I'll just go over that. We have an option to list on Saucer Swap, an option to list on Silk Swap, an option to do like a staged listing where we list on both, but it'll be staggered, and then an option if people don't want to list. So I doubt that one will pass, but it's there because we want the governors to decide how things are going to go. So anyway, so that goes live on Sunday. So that's the big news with IvyFi, what's going on. We have some other good news coming up in the future, but that's all we'll share today. And Mark had a great workout. That's the other part of IvyFi news. So,
and soon, with IvyFi, since we're on that subject, I still have a lot of things to do. Right, I've got a live event that I've got to do. We got to build out and get all the logistics and all that stuff.
I was going to come to you on that. When is the next live event?
So August 29th. Is the next event in Anaheim at the expo. We've got freestyle category, power freestyle category, 8 men for each freestyle and power free. And then we're doing a 3 female tournament. It's going to be a knockout 3 tournament because there's 3 girls that we want to bring. It was too hard to bring, when you're having to do this on sponsorship financing, and some of my own personal money when it doesn't pan out with sponsors. It was too difficult for me to bring in 8 females also. So we've got 3 solid girls, and that's on the 29th. Right now, we wanted to really build something out cool for the ecosystem with the workouts. We're still focusing heavily on bringing our athletes into the system, getting them signed in to put up all their info so you can go look at them on the athlete page. That's part of it. And then we have to do the TGE, right? Where that has to do with then our governors being able to go into IvyFi on our page and do their claims for their tokens. Not claim, they have to earn their tokens by clicking through and actually doing some work. And there's going to be, I might even have a timeline deadline on this, right? That if you don't go in and claim your tokens by X time, you're going to lose them. And that's it. They'll go back into the treasury and it gets dispensed through rewards or whatever. This I only say because, if you're going to want to invest in a company by buying an NFT to be a governor, not just to get tokens so you can get a bunch of tokens and liquidate them on the market. That's not, we're doing everything we can to avoid whale situations, to those types of situations to where if you don't go do the work, you spent your $200, you can turn around and sell your governor's NFT, because then the people that are interested, that want to be involved in what we do, how we do things, be involved in some of the questions that we're going to ask and the proposals that we'll put in, then we want you to understand about the sport and understand about the company, not just be, somebody that buys some stock, it blows up and you sell it. And We want you to be integrated into it. And if you're not going to pay attention and go claim your tokens, then you're going to lose them, period. Because that means you don't care. That means you don't want to participate in making decisions. You don't want to participate in being part of the community that we're trying to build. And to me, if it were me, I would be paying much attention to my $200 investment that it was back in those days, not only to get it back, but to also be a part of something that's really cool. Remember, there's only like 42 actual NFT holders. I cut it off at 100. We didn't sell them all, and the rest are going to sit. So those 42 people, some of them have, one of my athletes bought 6 of them. So, there's like 36, I think, individual people that are going to have a really cool opportunity, you guys included, to be able to participate, to be part of this, what we're building. When the events come together, you guys can come to the events. I want that participation. So, I'll make it very clear when it happens, when we do the TGE, obviously, how we do it, then being able to get into the governor's section on IvyFi to claim and then stake and do all that really cool stuff that you guys are providing in our partnership. But then to also have those tokens ready. So when we do events, you're able to use them. You're able to hopefully purchase other things within the ecosystem with your tokens. Maybe you want to train with the world champion. We might have a world champion live one-on-one, week workout training, so they can give you some specifics. You spend $200 for private sessions with the world champion for like 5 sessions, and then the athlete makes the money. You know what I mean? So all kinds of really cool stuff that we want to do with the tokens to give it more value than just the crypto market, right? We've always talked about this, and I'm a huge proponent of this, is I don't want to have to depend on bull bear markets. Whatever the economy is doing is not related to what we're doing, because with entertainment and sport and the consistency of it, you're constantly able to keep value driving up through the entertainment part of it. People are going to sell. Yes, but what if they don't sell and they buy something with it instead? And that starts to regenerate revenue and help us do a lot of things. So we are not at stage of TGE because I just don't want to do it until I have to do it, because there's no reason to. Get everything that we have now currently really secure, make sure it works, make sure everything's going. This event in August, it might not be a token weighted event. It might just be all my athletes are in there. Let's get the experience going. You don't have to have any HBAR in your wallet to vote. You just need a wallet to click. I think, Mark, you voted, right? On the Tony versus the Mexico one, right? So something like that, where you're just now going and getting that prediction market fun to see if you choose the right person. You read their athlete cards, see who they are, and look at their Instagram. The first one just might be that. And then we're coming into January, the big LA event, which is that's one where it's gonna.
So where's this event?
This one's in Anaheim. It's an hour away from LA.
Okay, cool.
It's right by Disneyland. Literally, it's 500 yards from Disneyland.
It's like right by where that explosion was almost going to happen.
No. Well, yeah.
It's like right there. I saw the map when it was going on. I was like,
that one was
like,
close.
this would be a catastrophe if this happened. Like it's a catastrophe anyway, but like being so close to Disney, like that would have been,
it could have been real bad.
It was within like a few miles. Like it was very close. So
it was pretty crazy.
Thankfully they got that all sorted, but anyway, so
right there. And so now I've got, LA is going to be a big one. I also just got.
How many people come to? I saw you you were on a space talking to somebody about possibly, it'd be cool if Mingo got involved with, and you were talking about the number of people that come to these fitness expos. How many people was it? It was a ridiculous amount of people.
So LA event, the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 77 to 78,000 tickets sold.
Nice.
Anaheim averages 38, 37, 39, 40 maybe.
That's like the LA numbers. That's a football stadium, like packed.
Yeah. And beauty with Mingo is it's not like a wallet type of thing. You can just literally open the Mingo app, buy it with your credit card, and I've got to understand a little bit more. I had a little meeting with the Fit Expo owners about it, but the The Fit Expo is Creation Entertainment. Creation Entertainment, being their parent company, owns Star Trek conventions, Star Wars conventions. Like, they do all those also,
Wow.
right? And they just signed a big, a deal with Eventbrite. And I hate buying tickets to the expo. I don't even tell like my people, I tell them, don't even do that. Go buy them at the front when you get there, because they're always going to be there. They have plenty of tickets to sell to walk-ins, right?
Yeah.
The online one, you get a discount, which is cool. But once you end up paying the fee for Eventbrite, an extra $5, and all these other fees, you're paying the same price, sometimes a little bit more, because they rip you off. Those companies just rip off the consumer ridiculously. And the partner that they're with, they take a percentage of that cut too. So it's like they make out like bandits, Eventbrite and all those ticket sales companies. They give nothing back, unfortunately. So Mingo is like the perfect way. 77,000 people in 2 days. Imagine that going on.
That'd be insane.
Sorry, Jeremy, I'm cutting in. I
Go ahead.
meant to be up on stage.
You did the workout, you can.
I did the work. I've earned it. I've earned it. No, I like the way that you're kind of building it up by, like, getting people to do the exercises and making it available to people, getting people to understand kind of the athletes and who they are and stuff. And I think it's kind of cool, because I think I saw some of the athletes you announced. I think we'd seen them in previous events, or one or two of them in previous events as well, which is really cool. And then bringing in the tokens and kind of building that ecosystem into like as part of the sport. It's not, as you said, it's not crypto first, it's sport first, and this is a facilitator alongside that. I think that's the huge thing.
Yeah,
and I think that's the future.
Two of the girls that I actually have coming out for my event, they just competed. There's a big world championship called SWUB every year in Spain. It's unfortunate because I'm not going to go into the politics of it, but they produce a great event. They have a ton of, I think there was like 62 athletes that competed. So that's 62 athletes that I need into my system, because they all want to compete and battle the bars, but I run I don't charge people to come compete in my event. I pay their ways, or at least put them in housing, and give everybody that competes, win or lose, money. So I'm a very different structure from them, but they're a very big, well-known event around the world, huge with the community, produce a great show. And those are the kind of events next year, all their athletes will already be in my system. So all of the people in our system are going to be able to vote on SWUB battles, UFCL battles, WCOs, my events, every calisthenics pro event that happens around the world. If we have all the athletes in our database, then we'll just be able to marry all those battles. So it'll be consistent. So we'll have a lot of things going on, right? But two of the girls that just competed in SWUB, they got knocked out in the second round, but they're high level. Leah is from France. We're bringing Leah out. I'm bringing Jess St. John. She's Canadian. She's a badass. And then I have one girl here from Northern California that's going to compete. But it's, that's the thing. They just competed. I have them already in the system as my athletes. Now, next time they compete against someone else in our system, we can marry those battles. So there's always going to be something going on.
Yeah, I think building from, to piggyback off what Mark was saying, building this way also, it just, the thing for me is with the sport that you have, some of these people, I've seen them do like one finger push-ups, like the average, like, now that's obviously
it's disgusting. It's just watch these people do these things.
And but like your average person cannot relate to that. They can't make the leap to be like, man, to be able to do that. That's like godlike ability. But, if they start doing pull-ups and they do it themselves, and then they see people doing muscle ups, now they're like, well, that's really hard, but they appreciate it. And it seems like something that they might be able to get to, but it kind of gets people into what they're doing, appreciating it more, but also like identifying with it themselves, because they're doing the workouts,
everybody knows that like doing a pull-up is not easy.
Yeah.
a majority of the world, I think it's, the US population right now, I think it's men over 30, like 17% of men over 30 can do over 10 pull-ups. That to me is ridiculous, right? But it's the truth. So everybody knows how difficult it is to do a pull-up. You see these people doing things that are just mind-bending, that like, how do you even figure out how to do this, let alone train for it? It's a methodology and it takes years. Like, if you can get a full planche, meaning holding your whole body up with your arms bent, almost hyperextending your elbows, keeping your body at a level form, if you can get that in less than 18 months, you are a fucking beast. And I'm talking about consistency of training that specific thing and all the supportive exercises for it for at least a year. Some people, it takes 2 years just to get a full planche. Now you want to hear something. Now I'm going to show you something that will make, us men, where, we're that you think you want to do something. Look at the level of our female athletes now. There's not one of the highest level Olympic female gymnasts on the planet. This is the difference between our sport. We don't box in females to, you can only have these certain standards because you're women and you can't, no, you're not as strong as men. Women can never compete with men. It just doesn't factor out. Men can't compete with women because there's a difference. But when you see this is the level of what our females are doing now. I mean, she started in a foot.
That's insane.
That's like what the guys do on the floor exercise, like
that's
in the Olympic gym. Yeah.
Rings, iron crosses, Maltesers.
Yeah.
But this just comes to show you that within our sport, if you train right, you focus on what you're doing, male or female, you're always going to be in your lane and in your category. But the strength that females are now producing by proper training is absolute insanity. So, for me, it was like, I want to be like Nikki, and I really want to get that full planche. And then all of a sudden, Ina passes through on my Instagram. I'm going, fuck. All these the girls are now doing full planches. God, I got to get this done quick, but it's not easy. And that's the level of dedication that it takes. And the workout program is, you start simple. You start with 1 pull-up, you go to 4 push-ups, you do your squats, and you start doing, and then next thing you know, you see yourself doing a little bit more push-ups than you did before. You got 1 extra pull-up in this time, and then it just starts, the motivation happens, and I hate using the word addiction because it's, it's got such a negative connotation to it, but it becomes your health addiction, right? You focus on...
Well, 100%. I like to use the word compulsion because
that's actually way better.
Like there'll be like a day where, now that I've got, a new baby, like sleep is at a premium, like, and being able to do anything is, I had to like schedule this in, and check all the boxes, make sure the formerly known as pregnant lady was okay with everything. Everything was good. That's what they say. I called Hannah because I called her that one time to them as a joke, and then
it was amazing. It was amazing. The pregnant lady. I have to go pick up the pregnant lady because, and we were like, that's what Jeremy now calls her because his real wife would never talk to him like that.
She was a different person. She was a different person.
They liked it, so I kept it. And I told my wife, I was like, Hannah,
she's also a lovely person. We'll just put that on the record. Yeah.
But now it's just the not pregnant lady.
Now I told Mark I'm going to change her name to an unpronounceable symbol now. But anyway, so I don't remember where compulsion. So it's like I'll go to her. I'm like, babe, I need to go work out. Like I need to, like, because I got to get my head right. Like I got to get there. When you work out, when you whether it's calisthenics or you're running or you're lifting weights, you do that. There's something that happens to you, like mentally, that's a positive thing. I know there's a lot of science behind it, but like you feel better, you think better. I called Mark with all these crazy ideas. He's like, "Did you go running again?"
If you look at the science, the simple science of it, right? The simple biology of exercise. every single hormone in your body immediately starts to fire. Your endorphins start to literally seep out of your glands into your bloodstream. Your serotonin levels go up, which, serotonin, if nobody knows what it's just easily just called the happy molecule, right? Where it boosts your energy. It boosts that anxiety and depression side. It literally obliterates it. So that's that one thing where the science of just exercise, any form of exercise, whether you're running, because some people, when you hit that zone, when you run, like you just get into this place where it's nothing else exists and you're in that spot.
John never makes it to that place. He says, when is this over?
But I mean, even if you look at, I'll tell you, like swinging a kettlebell, if you've ever swung a kettlebell.
Now you're speaking his language.
Now I'm speaking language. When you start,
I can relate to this.
When you start light, right, and you start hitting some good rounds, and then you move to a little bit heavy, and then you get a little bit heavy, and you're just swinging. You get into this zone and this rhythm of when the bell should drop, when it should hit, when you pivot, when you pull, and it becomes like, and you're in the flow. Everything around you just goes away. And then what happens? You get back to your office or you get back to the desk and you get back and you're like, holy shit, like you're just wired with ideas, with new things and energy levels. And it's super attainable for everybody. The excuses when you think you have to go to I don't have the time to do it or all that BS, right? And I'm going to call you guys out on this too. If you Mark and he goes and does his workout, Jeremy, I expect one from you. Freddie, you got that farmer shit going on. So
he's just going to have like him holding some
just throwing two girts, like,
chucking donkeys over his shoulder and stuff.
My thing is 24/7, man. I get no rest.
Look, he always has a cat within a meeting room. It's like a superpower. It's not a very good
but
one.
the thing is, it's never the same cat.
No.
Yeah, where else is cats coming from? Freddie's a cat guy. But you know what I'm saying? That point is exercise does something for you. And no matter how much time you have, literally, this is one of the things that I will do consistently when I get stuck and I'm just in a spot where I'm aggravated or something. I just literally get out of my chair. I do 10, 15 push-ups. I do some squats. I do a little bit of plyometrics, just jump and shake. I do it, I don't know about you guys, but if you ever like lymphatic movements, right, where this is very big in judo and stuff, where raise your arms and you slap your armpits and you slap vulnerable parts of your body to help stimulate movement of everything, right? So get up and you slap yourself a little bit, shake it off, do some push-ups, and it changes your whole perception when you sit back down at your desk. Do it for 5 minutes. Literally, do push-ups for 5 minutes, and I will tell you, you won't be able to do push-ups for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I think one of the great things, though, is that like as Jeremy was saying, you see these people doing these kind of godlike moves and the thing, and then most of us just aren't able to. But what you've done with your app and kind of the workout guides, you've got that beginner level for people. So if there are people who are sitting there and they're like, oh, look, I can't work out. I'm in an apartment in the middle of town. There's nowhere to go do it. I did it in a 4x4 space in the house.
And you could swap it out if it doesn't work for you, right?
Exactly. But it's giving people the tools to kind of almost take control. Because I think, Jeremy, you got it not like spot on in terms of like that compulsion, that once you get into that routine, it kind of gives you that resilience, it gives you that buzz. But sometimes it's hard if people haven't been in it. It's hard to get started. So it's almost starting is the biggest hurdle, and then it's just kind of keeping it going.
Yeah, but we don't have the compulsion like you, Mark, because we're doing this running thing right now, and it's like a 5K thing, trying to increase our speed over the summer. And me and John will post our speed, and then Mark posts his, and he's like, "Yeah, I did this with 4 weight belts on." I was like,
but I'm doing it way slower than you guys are. I'm doing it way slower than you guys. I'm never going to get that speed.
I'm carrying 15 kilograms in a weight vest, and for some reason I'm slower. And we're just sat there like physics. Yeah, like.
I've got a theory.
Or
if you do things with
heavyweight, 60-pound kettlebells on his shoulders.
yeah. Throwing goats. You know what I mean?
You do it with a heavyweight for a month, and then you do the next month without, and you're flying. That's my theory.
We don't have.
I'm sure that works.
It's only we stop in like September. We don't have many months. We don't stop, but there's a target.
Yeah. So
the compulsion, like you said, Jeremy, it's the first thing you were talking about, Mark, is the hardest part is just starting, right? Well,
yeah.
All you gotta do is connect your wallet and just look and start and do what it tells you. If you can't do the max reps, it gives you options, 3 to 7 repetitions, right? If you do 10 reps, boom, put 10 in. Don't cheat, obviously, but it gives you that readout. And remember, it's, with like a punch, 10,000 hours of practicing something becomes perfection, right? 100,000 kicks becomes a perfect kick. But also remember, 30 days doing the same thing becomes habit.
yeah.
Once you have that habit, it's hard to break the habit, especially when you feel good, especially when you're seeing changes, and not just, I'm not talking about the physical, my abs look better, I look like I'm losing weight, that bullshit aside, focus on how much better do you feel, because the physical results are just part of the equation. That'll come, and it doesn't come fast, because if you don't diet properly, it's not going to come as fast. But how do you feel? And that's the biggest key to the success of this, is how do you feel after 30 days of doing it? You won't be able to go back. You know what I mean? You can't stop. It becomes that compulsion that, man, I don't feel good right now. You go get your workout in and boom, everything's changed.
Kind of the opposite of like what you would consider most addictions, in that if you go and if you're addicted to alcohol, you're addicted to smoking, whatever, you smoke, you might feel okay like when you have that buzz,
but you never feel good.
You don't feel good afterwards. When you run, you run or you work out, you feel pain while you're doing it. But then when you're done, you feel like this, like amazing, like I did that, I crushed it. And the rest of your day, you feel better for having more relaxed, everything's better for having done that. So it's kind of the opposite of what you get with like your normal, like substance type addictions or anything else like that. So
I disagree though. I disagree.
Okay. He did the workout. He can disagree. Go ahead.
Day +2, when DOMs kick in and you can't move and you're hating life and you can barely sit down. That's I'm going to disagree. You do feel terrible, but you're better for it.
Yeah, Mark did look like he was walking down San Francisco.
Thanks for bringing the mood down, Mark. We appreciate
it. Pain is just weakness leaving the body.
I'm so weak.
You'll be okay.
All right, so I'm gonna shift gears here for a second. We normally talk about something kind of tech related, and so this week I had seen, I don't know if you saw it, Brendan, but they had this kind of viral interview with Alex Karp from
Palantir,
the CEO from Palantir, about AI and the things that he kind of said about the different AI companies and how the model is working or not working. And so I wanted to bring that to the guys and kind of get your thoughts on what he said. I'll throw it to Jon, as I usually do for these, to kind of let people know what was said and like what kind of validity or non-validity that you found from that particular it was kind of like a little bit of a rant. But it was, he was on Squawk Box, but he kind of just started going. They asked him like about a partnership with NVIDIA that they just did. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. And he just like goes for like 20 minutes about what it's quite an interesting watch. So I highly recommend seeing it, but take it, Jon.
Yeah, so pretty much what happened was Palantir released, it was a 9-point AI sovereignty manifesto, and they pretty much, their whole model has been for a while that they're arguing that people, companies, and especially government shouldn't give away their data, right? So everything data should be, and certain models should be owned by either the company or should be owned by the institution, and especially in government. Because I remember when Alex Karp says the thing, he's got a very skewed, he's very interested, and he's not saying this out of like the goodness of everything. Obviously, he's got his entire company on every single word he says.
They have all the government contracts, so that's
yeah. So the long and short of it, he was really attacking like token maxing. I'm sure you've probably seen it, and the AI thing seems to be not as strong. I seem to feel anyway like the AI thing's not as strong as the moment as it was, like, you know, as much buzz as it was earlier with, you know, how much tokens cost, with the last few models that were released getting taken offline, pretty much because of this reason, right? Which this might have been for this reason now that we might thinking now just in this chat, putting 2 and 2 together of having these really strong open AI models, and then they're coming out going, we're going to do it for the government. Ultimately, what it means is right now what happens is you have a question, right, and there's a chatbot or something, and you put it into AI, it goes into a model, it takes your data, your input, right, and it spits out an answer to you, but it controls and owns your data. Now it becomes very difficult, doesn't it, for government and enterprises if you've got sensitive data, if you've got certain things. So you'd rather have to run your own models or everything else, which obviously the other companies have a lot powerful models. The Palantir's coming out and going, well, actually, we need compute power, right? So NVIDIA is going to provide that compute power. Of course, they are the biggest graphics, you know, pretty much producer in the world, right? Yeah. So that they're going to produce that with a partnership with Palantir, and they're going to be the operating system. And they see the next iteration of AI being it's the operating system and that ecosystem that's going to dominate, not who's got the best chatbot AI. Because everyone's going to get, eventually, when it becomes, even though AI is mainstream, when it becomes like serious, like governments are using it at scale how they want to right now, they can't use an open source model. It doesn't fit any security concern. Businesses won't like it. What they're thinking is, well, we can have an operating system for government where we can have our own compute and pretty much run this ourselves. And it doesn't work like through token and AI usage, because you would own the model, you own the OS, you own the compute. Do you see what I mean? So if you want to do your calls, you do your calls, you own that infrastructure. And just thinking now, that's probably why there's been a bit of conspiracy, probably been some bans on some really powerful models coming out, right? Because the government wants to get a crack on this and probably give them a little bit of, right, let's get caught up on what's going on.
Yeah, well, the governments need to be ahead of the rest of the world, right? Everybody else, they can't be second to the public.
Yeah, and it sounds really weird, but it literally, like, one of the metrics, and it's not always some of the metric you see on like X and things like, you know, compute power, how much, you know, teraflops, whatever the compute power, you know, it's going to push out. It's more than teraflops now anyway. But what more compute power people are pushing out, and it's not always just that. You know, it depends on the model behind it, the inputs, everything else. But that is like the metric at the moment, and it's all to do with, like, you'll normally see like beyond, you know, terawatts, gigawatts, everything else. How much power that AI models, everything's producing, and all that lot. And it is getting to a stage where, you know, that it's running away. It's running away away from government interest, and being able to give people probably more power and opportunity with intelligence and everything from, you know, coding, develop everything, right, then they probably would like, this is literally the reason why that the new models got shut down. And obviously everything he said is the current model doesn't work. And I think it went viral as well, because even though he ranted off and went, look, I think everyone could feel that. But the caveat to all that is this is what they've been building, right? This is exactly the model they've been waiting for. So they've been very clever in it, because the token maxing, that they call it, idea was not their model anyway. And that seems to be annoying people. I'm going to use an AI model. How much is it going to cost me? How much tokens do I need? And if I want that data back, can I get it? No, we own it. Right. Well, that's not very good, because I've been working on your model for 5 years. Where do I stand? Do you see what I mean? That gets intellectual property and everything else gets very interesting, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Very. Jeremy, sorry, I cut you off.
Like, you basically lose your IP.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying that I think the reason that, like, when I watched it, I was like, this is like I mean, again, he has his own motives. He runs a big company. He's a very rich guy. He's in the space. They have the government contracts, but like, he's just like going to town, like just like throwing everything out there. And then they keep trying to steer him back to the like what they want to talk about. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Like, it's about a 15 to 20 minute interview on Squawkbox.
He clearly had a direction of where he wanted to take that. And you can see why he run, you know, head of a company, because he wants to speak. And he speaks, you know, he lets people know exactly what he wants to know. And to be honest, it's pretty obvious what they're trying to do. It's probably come out at the perfect time to do it, because there is a bit of, I think, probably a bit of like, you know, like with the token thing at the moment. So it all makes sense, and there's always going to be some company, whether you agree or not, that's going to be, you know, propping up the government to be able to support and build this operating system, this operational AI layer. You know, they're going on, and they're not trying to fight and win what they call like the current, what they named it, like the chatbot war that's currently going on at the moment. Who's got the best model? Where I can say, what was it you always see on X earlier? I've left my car at my house. I'm only 300 meters away from the car wash. Should I walk there or take the car? But the car's a mile away. And the old AIs used to go, walk there, it's closer. But then you get there without a car. Do you know what I mean? That's currently the AI test model. Or, you know, or you'll see Will Smith eating spaghetti. You know, it's just an AI model. These are not the things that they're interested in, right? That's really not what their market is. But you know, it's about relay, control, audibility, and trust. They're the three things that you do not have with another company saying we've got all your data and doing it. You don't have them three things because you give that away through the purpose of open source, which is fine. There's a bonus for that. You know, if I'm just asking it, you know, or how if I'm just going in and asking it, I want to make a pizza. Can you give me a good thing? Then grand. Do you know what I mean? Or little chats. That's fine. Doesn't work well when you're working on you know, highly sensitive systems and operations, does it? Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Interesting.
Mark, Freddie, you guys have anything to add to that, or you agree?
No, I agree for the most part. Like I think there's space for both of them, and at the end of the day, if you look at Nvidia, and like being above board, I hold Nvidia stock, so I'm always going to say it. But Nvidia wins in both situations.
Not financial advice. Do your own research.
If Nvidia stock goes up as a result of what Mark says next, right? It wasn't.
Then I want to cut. Planned. Let's just be clear. No, but so you know, he goes off and I'm going to be honest. When Palantir released their manifesto, I was like, oh shit! Like some of the stuff that they put into their manifesto was kind of moving towards totalitarian state sort of stuff. And look, I think state sovereignty is an important thing, and states need to control their security. So I'm totally behind that. But just some of the stuff between the lines made me a bit nervous. But I think it is important for, as John said, for states. You've got operational needs where you need to keep information secure. You need to compartmentalize it but have actionable information. So that makes sense. But then if you've got like two guys in a garage running a startup, yeah, maybe they're not going to be able to afford the kind of the infrastructure costs, and so the AI kind of as a service model makes a lot of sense.
Right.
They get bigger. Maybe they do buy. But you've seen the NVIDIA, the little box machine now that runs that's capable of running AI. Maybe they invest in one of those, and they can run their own stuff. So right. I think it's spectrum. It depends on the person's need. Sometimes you won't have sensitive data, and having it as a service makes a lot of sense. So right. I think there's room for both, and I think obviously, yeah, he's self-interested, but at the end of the day, the people who are winning are the people providing power, people providing water, and people providing the chips. So that in all of this AI war, they're the people to be looking at. Yeah. Again, not financial advice, but I want to cut.
Just checking the stock market now, Mark, and it's not moved.
I mean, all 76 of our viewers, if they just buy now, just tell them Mark sent me.
Actually, sell now would be better.
Yeah, well, so I don't trust I was talking to Mark about this day. I don't trust them at all, because I was saying, like, Peter Thiel and or Thiel, I don't know which is the correct pronunciation, and then Karp. Like, Karp's like a self-proclaimed socialist, and Thiel's like a self-proclaimed conservative libertarian. How do these two people come together and see eye to eye on, like, and I believe that, like, everything is like, so I don't trust them, but like it was a quite an interesting, like, interview, you know, that he did. So I just wanted to bring that up because I like to bring up interesting things. So anyway, moving on, a couple things for you before we get out of here. I'm going to do 5 questions with you again, different questions, no pizza. Don't worry. All right. It's going to be mainly sports focused tonight. All right. And, wanted to ask you, first of all, how people can watch Ellie's power slap competition is the first question, if they can. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely. No.
Yeah.
Power slap is free on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in power slap, and it's Friday, July 10th. I think the prelims start at 4. Main card starts.
Are you going to be there? You're going to be there? Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I'll be there with Ellie. She probably won't, depending on fights go the full slaps, which is 6 slaps, 3 slaps each. Main events like world titles is 5 slaps each if it goes that far. So she might go on anywhere between, could be 8 or 9:30ish, depending on the how many actual fights go the full distance.
That's a week from tomorrow.
Yep, week from tomorrow, July 10th. Free on YouTube. Power slap.
Nice. And
absolute beast.
Yeah, dude, I saw she can take a
Brutal.
hit. And she can give one too. The girl she hit was just like,
she's got a fucking chin on her. But Ellie's doesn't come from just doing this. Like, she lived in Thailand for years and fought Muay Thai and trained Muay Thai. She's fought in karate combat. She's a fighter. She's not just a fly by night, got into slap fighting. She's a bad bitch.
Yeah. So her loss for not being here though, John. So.
I'm going to tell her you said that.
Well,
yeah.
don't
show her a picture of
she'll slap the shit out of me. Yeah, so. I will not look forward to that.
Bro, we go into the garage 2 times a day, because it's all about, a lot of different things we have to focus on but you got to be really accurate with your slaps, because there's a lot of opportunity for DQ, for raking, for high, for low, for hitting the, so it's a very precision sport. But man, when she turns it on and everything works in unison and she hits, the bob, that mannequin punching thing, when she hits that thing, it makes your ears ring in the garage. It's so, I've gotten my hairs have stood up on my arm, fuck. Ooh. I wouldn't, as a dude, I'd rather be like, yo, put on some 4-ounce gloves and let's go throw some nubs. I'll take a punch to the head, but I would not take a slap from this girl. I wouldn't take a slap from any of those people, but Ellie is, dude, she's on another level.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen the video. I agree. And then what's next for you with the app, you think? What's the next thing that you're thinking about? If you can't share, you can't share. Or if you're
there's a lot of ideas in the pipeline, but first we want to get just the experience that we've built so far with the workout and being able to have the athletes come in, and that is the supreme focus. And we got a lot of really cool ideas for scaling. The big dream is to be able to go IoT device, so it'll be able to connect, so you truly can get a readout of your cardiac movement, everything going on with your body. So IoT is scaling up, but that's going to be a very expensive move in to do that. But that's the next thing we want to do. And there's a lot of really cool ideas, but everything I jot down on paper, because any one of those ideas could easily be a cool proposal for our governors. Nice. Find some cool directions on what they would like to see too.
Cool.
It's quite hard, isn't it, not to get run away with ideas as well, isn't it? We do it all the time. We always have great ideas, and we're like, yeah. And but it's so much hard. You've got to prioritize your time and everything else. Yeah.
And you can't do everything, because if you do 10,000 things half-assed, you're never going to have one good thing, right? So
correct.
We want to focus on making sure. And then the big thing is, once everything starts to move around, is being able to make sure it's secure and all that kind of stuff. So, those are the big things between it. But right now, I think what we've built in the experience that you get just from the user experience of the website, and then being able to go in and do the workouts and see all these really cool bells and whistles about your, where your stages are. If you've been lazy, if you haven't been lazy, being able to get your workout cards, those are your flexes, right? You open up your phone and now you've got the first 30 photos in there are your workout cards, your proof of workout, right? So then you start to build that library of, wow, that's kind of the focus right now.
Love it. All right. All right. So first question for you, my friend. The World Cup's going on. Some people call it soccer. Some people call it football. Actually, everyone calls it football except the United States. We call it soccer. But regardless, the U.S., it's not the biggest sport here. It's probably, I would say, the 5th or 6th biggest sport. 4th? All right. Nice. What is it?
MLB,
football, What now?
MLB, NBA, NFL.
Okay.
And NASCAR actually beats all of them, but when you're talking about like team sports, it's
wow.
top. I think it just hit 4.
Wow, I would not have guessed that NASCAR would beat all of them.
NASCAR crushed. There's a lot of rednecks in America. Everybody.
No, I
loves
mean
car
it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, no. NASCAR is like one of the biggest watch sports in the United States.
Wow.
You would never.
I know I'm off camera, but I'm just gonna go with it the rest of this. I'll just be a
He's
goat.
got ninja mode.
I can't get the camera back on, but that's okay. Well, it's fine. So, all right. So how far does the US team make it in the World Cup in your view? They just made it to the round of 16. How far do you see them making it?
Well, if we didn't have this scumbag referee that gave Balogun a red card for no fucking.
Yeah, that was a very bad call.
No, it was the worst call. I was watching it on, and he's a Brazilian referee, so I'm gonna chop him off at the legs right there, and he's a corrupt scumbag. He's been investigated for doing the same thing, red cards to throw matches like in Brazil. I was on my phone because my sling wasn't, I can't get the, so I'm on my phone watching the Brazilian channel because it's always better to watch, Latinos call soccer games than Americans because it's just not as exciting. I'm watching the Brazilian version up on the gym. It's the Telemundo version. And you're getting every Brazilian commentator and Mexican commentator going, what the hell was that? And pro players, I still say we can pull it out, but man, it's going to be a hard fight with one man down, especially our main striker. Like Balogun's a badass. Hopefully they can get it appealed and reversed. But, if we have to play 10 men, the U.S. is going to nut up and they're going to bring the fire. I think it's going to be, if we had Balogun, I'm pretty sure we'd go to semifinals. I think we might pass this next round to 8 to 16, to tell you the truth.
I could see that. I there's no way we can win the World Cup. Sorry, I love America.
France has a good chance.
We don't have a shot, bro.
No, I don't think
it's just not like ingrained. These countries live and breathe this. Like it's just not to that level here.
In another 6 to 8 years, when you start seeing all these, because my son plays soccer now, right?
Yeah.
And he's on a club team, and these kids do not play around. And our coaches are Latino coaches, they're Mexican coaches. Because I took my kid out of AYSO, all the white parents that you cry if your kid skins his knee. I put him into where it's football, like it's Latino football, hard football. They play ball. When the '94 World Cup happened, it grew so much in the US, we created the MLS. This is now 30 years later. Look where our level of soccer's come since the '94 Cup to where it is now. And we're importing it. Like Balogun, he could have played for Nigeria, England, or the US. And he's stuck with the US team, right?
Yeah.
So that shows the level of our soccer. It's still going to take, another 2 or 3 World Cups. I think within the next 12 years, we could potentially get to a final without a doubt. Because when America invests in a sport and invests in teams, we go balls deep.
It's true. So you're saying the semifinal, is what you're saying? I think we can get into
the semis.
All right, I'm going to go. We're going to win.
If we pass this next round with one player down, we're definitely going to semis. Like if we could potentially.
You got Belgium next, haven't you? I'm just looking now.
Yeah. That's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard.
What is going to be wild is I talked to someone. I don't know if this was true or not, but they were saying if we had won that last game that didn't matter for rank, I don't know if this is true or not, but it sounds amazing if it was. If we had won that somehow it would have changed who we played, and we could have ended up playing England on the 4th of July on the 250th anniversary of our independence. How wild would that have been?
That would have
been great if we'd have won, wouldn't it? Because it'd have been like, a massive, I know you've gone, but, one of them, wouldn't it?
It would be fun, though. Regardless,
But
the
I mean,
fact
that
could
could be
even
like the
happen-
1 in a million ever chance of like, oh my God, 200.
They should have just made that work, shouldn't they? Like, I don't
They
care.
should have.
Yeah.
Like, how many red cards or corrupt
There would
people
have
you
been-
we should have made that work. That'd have been amazing, no matter who won. Like,
Yeah, no other sporting game on the planet probably could have ever compared to what size of viewership.
like imagine how many people would tune in just for that. Like
the entire planet. You'd
just
have a billion,
yeah.
over a billion
Oh.
viewers.
Oh.
Like it would be unprecedented.
That's insane. Okay, next question. I want everybody to weigh in. Who does win the World Cup? I'll go first. I'm going to say Argentina repeats.
I think France.
I mean, you get
France
to.
has
You get to
I think
can-
France, or it could be like that.
why
that
does he always give all
underdog
these
case.
options? Like, no. You pick a horse.
It's Spain.
Spain. All right.
Spain or France.
He said, "Let's go."
Spain crushed it today. But, I would love to see like the underdogs come in, like all these African countries that have come in and just absolutely blown away the World Cup. I'd love to see an underdog just break through and make it. Like imagine if like Cote d'Ivoire or one of those like actually made it to the finals. You know what I mean? That would be pretty epic.
Well, I'm rooting for, considering I know that we're not going to win it. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. I'll root for us till we're out, and then I actually am hoping for England because
Kane, baby.
because
we're a one-man band out here,
like,
moment. I don't know.
You guys have the Premier League, which everyone looks to as like literally the Premier League to like watch, but like on the world stage, it just hasn't like happened in forever. So it'd be really cool, you know. So
I mean, I'm gonna go if and one more I've got, which I still have to go home to my wife. If Brazil plays Brazilian ball, they'll go to the finals. If they play Brazilian ball like they did when they had all the primes and they're actually a fast team that doesn't complain and flop, if they play good ball, Brazil can go to the finals.
Freddie, who you got?
Bro, please, come on.
España.
España.
Well, I know that's who you want to win, but is that who you're
Do
saying?
you really believe it, Freddie?
I didn't ask you who you like.
I think Spain are in a good position, though.
Yeah, Spain is.
No, I see a chance for sure. Like I saw today's game, and I'm not
Today's
really
game.
a big football guy, but
They
today
were
I
on
was
fire.
Yeah, today was cool. Like so many goals that went out of the board. Like the referee turned them down, and they still kept scoring until they won anyway. So Spain has a chance, but I don't know if they go all the way. Like a big Argentina coming strong, or Brazil could come strong and turn around. But
Pick a lane, bro. Who you want? Who's gonna win?
I don't know, man.
Imagine if
I had
Cabo
to-
Verde beat Argentina tomorrow.
Okay,
I would love to see that.
bro. Well, they already did Spain, so now anything is possible. I will stick with Spain.
All right,
I'll stick with
Mark. Who you
I'm going to
got?
go Spain as well, and I kind of want to put money on this now. Now that we're all choosing teams.
Oh, here he
I'll
goes.
send you
Here he
one
goes.
XTC.
Yeah, here he goes. The gambler of the group. Here comes all his problems
well, I'll up it.
manifesting in
One-
the spot he doesn't even
2
like.
H bar. 2
Huh?
H bar.
2H bar. I'm still sticking with Spain.
It's sweating now.
All right, John. Who you picking?
I don't really want to say it, but I think England will do quite well. Not if we played how we played last game, I don't think, one-man band. But I think France are going to do really well. And I think it is going to be between France and... I'd love to see a France and Spain in the final. I think that's probably going to be quite likely.
Yeah.
I don't know if they play off against each other. I hope they don't, if that does begin. Just because it's not too far from home either. And I'd love France to lose. I think they're gonna do really well. It's a bit bittersweet for being English, isn't it? I just can't help it, can I? You know what I mean? Like they're doing well in it. They're doing well and it annoys me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but they're
Well,
playing
it's the
really
same
good
for us.
ball.
I
Yeah,
don't
but they
really
play.
well.
Yeah, but you know they're aggressive and everything else. Like I don't think England's got the aggression that sometimes we have, especially up front with. I just don't think we're going to be aggressive enough. I think we've been too slow. We go against an aggressive
polite.
team and somebody turns it up and too polite. Oh, tackle man, never mind.
And the heat, John.
Never
the
mind.
heat. It's just a
Well,
difference.
the next game with Mexico, I think I read, what's it, like 3,300 feet above sea level, 40-odd degrees.
Well, and
Like-
I think that's what's really hurting a lot of the European teams is they're not accustomed to this environment. Like it's hot, it's elevation, and it's nasty. If you've playing 90 minutes on a pitch like that at that level.
Yeah, it's only like 700 feet lower than the highest like mountain range in like the UK.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like, but John, it's like 40 degrees. So I think they'll struggle then. I don't think, looking at the stats, they've said Mexico's ever lost at that stadium ever in a World Cup either. So no pressure, but we better crush it, you know.
I really like Mexico. Like I know I've gone for Spain, but I really like the way Mexico play.
Mexico's been playing good. Like it's wild. Like this has been, I think, since
the World Cup, though, isn't it? The World Cup's wild, isn't it? It's so much better, I think, than normal sports. Each year you get normally a slightly different team, a different player set each World Cup because of the time.
Yeah.
And
Well,
anyone can just come
teams,
out.
Right.
Anyone could come out of nowhere. And there's no really bad teams, is there? All still decent. Do you know what I mean? Because I think people have more opportunity to play at higher levels now.
Yeah, exactly.
So
was that France? Is that what you took? You guys all took like 3 teams.
I'm going with Brazil.
Then
Who
Billy
I think is going to win? Who I think is going to win is irrelevant. Who I say is, I think Brazil's going to win it.
Okay, 2H bar and
2H bar.
Stop that.
I'll create a trust wallet so everybody's got to deposit their 2H bar, and whoever wins, it'll be distributed.
I'll just to make sure it's all safe, Mark. I'll do it multi-sig for 5 signatures. All right, so you know.
Why don't we just do $10 in H bar if we want to have an actual bet?
Well, $10 in H bar, that could be like $100 in 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, then quid's in, my friend.
$10 in USDC, since
100 XDC.
No.
What's that, like $2, $2.50?
I think like $1.65 or something.
Yeah, we can't agree on terms, but I have 2 Spains, France, Brazil, and I'm going Argentina to repeat.
Ooh, nice mix.
What? Why the hate?
Argentina, because I love Argentina.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why we don't like Argentina. I mean, it's not exactly.
But it's time for Argentina to get their asses whooped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on. Next question. All right, Brendan, what's the music you most like to amp up when you're doing your workouts?
Oh man, that's crazy that you asked me this, because I just found this new artist that, like, lyrically, the dude is absolutely insane. And it's called Dallas XY.
Okay.
He's got this.
What style is it?
Oh, I'll play it for you right now. And the video is insane too. Look at this.
Creepy.
It's the most evil video.
Scared. I'm gonna have to sleep with the lights on tonight.
Listen to these lyrics.
All about my cheese, why you think I live in dairy? The only way I eat is keeping fear in this town. The wake is disappear, you think that Epstein's still around. I'm an underground.
How the way the
I feel like there's some IP.
Disappear, it's like Epstein's still in town. Dude, this guy's lyrics like melts you.
I feel like there's some IP infringement somewhere in there.
Oh yeah.
I'm quite put my finger on it, but it's somewhere.
But wait, this is your music that gets you pumped working out.
Oh yeah, because I like lyrics. I like what he says. What he's saying is just like it's you sit and listen to it and you go, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And then I like fast beat stuff.
Okay.
I'm more into like heavy metal, rock, hardcore,
Yeah.
I was surprised that was what you pulled, but hey,
this is just caught me. I caught it on Instagram.
What surprised me is how quick you got that up and played it. Like,
yeah.
Bro,
you're like the master of using the phone on stream.
You were literally a human. You are a human Shazam, literally. Right.
But yeah, my recommend Dallas XY. It's banging.
All right, Best part of 4th of July: food, fireworks, friends, parades, or something else?
Yeah. Just what you love the little letters there.
Hanging out. Unfortunately, this 4th of July, I'm going to be here in Vegas because we're on our weight cut weekend, and I'm not going to drive 4.5 hours back home to California for a 24-hour visit to come back. But I would say my favorite part of 4th of July, family and fireworks. And I've heard that America, I think it's going to be in DC, is going to put on the biggest fireworks show in the history of the world, is what I've heard on the news. Like, they're going to put on the most massive fireworks show that's ever. And Japan has some pretty crazy ones. Dubai has, but they said they're going to crush it. So fireworks, like, who doesn't?
Bigger and better in America, right?
Fireworks are good. They are, especially in South Carolina. You can buy anything you want there. You really can. Like, people drive from all the East Coast. All they have in South Carolina, are strip clubs and fireworks.
Yeah.
Like,
when the firework goes off, everyone make sure you've got your full suit on and your goggles. All right. The flash is just don't look for a few seconds. Okay.
All right. Last question. What is the worst season of the year, like, say, month of the year, for watching sports, in your opinion?
There isn't any, because my favorite sport is fighting, and it's at least 2 to 3 of them every month, year round. And soccer, no matter what time of the year is, you could watch European League. US has got soccer going, so
there isn't
really have off seasons.
Fair. All right, that was 5 questions. You killed it, and except for the part where you chose 5 teams to win the World Cup, but that's okay. We moved on from that. You know,
edging his odds.
That's how you do it. You got to edge your odds, man.
I love
2 inch power in each.
Guys, Brendan, where can people get a hold of you? Where can they get in touch with what you're building?
Go to wcorg.io to check out the website and the platform. You can follow us on Instagram if you got IG at world_calisthenics_org, because WCO was taken already from some organization that does, I don't know, something for the environment. Or you can reach out on X. You can DM us. I'm always ready to fire back on answers and questions if people messages us. Go to the website or just connect with us on X.
Awesome. We're going to be having the Battle of the Bars staking coming up on the platform in the next coming months here. So keep an eye out for that. We'll give you updates. Follow us on X. We do this every Thursday night, most Thursday nights, around 6:00. And go to IvyFi.io if you want to do some staking. Join us in the Discord. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Speaking of that, I got to go do some claiming on my IvyFi.io for my
Do it, my friend. And thank you again, as always, Brendan, for joining us. Tell Ellie we didn't get to meet her, except for John, who she wasn't that big of a deal, you know, so, to him.
I heard you two out here by the door. Those are Ellie and Pie's dogs. They're sitting out the door sniffing.
Man, we had everything on this stream. We had cats, we had dogs. You checked on a goat or two. Like, we're in good shape. So thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate everyone watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. We're out.
All right, guys. Talk to you.